This is one of the rarest items in Sea of Thieves, and this is a ship full of pirates who were less than happy to miss out on the box of secrets that we had, as well as the loot that they had collected themselves, and there were many that tried to stop us. Before we get started, I'm currently trying to make it to 15,000 subscribers, and if you could help me get there, that would mean a lot to me, and thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the videos. So, starting today out, I had an idea. Stack as many boxes of Wondrous Secrets as possible, while also leveling, profiting, and collecting the event cosmetic, as the event was almost over. If you guys aren't aware, there was an event recently that is no longer active at the time of this video coming out. This event not only provided the chance for these really cool Ashen Message in a Bottles with insane loot like the box of Wondrous Secrets and many other things, but it also deactivated the volcanoes in the Devil's Roar for the duration of the event, making the Devil's Roar an absolute battleground for gold, reputation, and PvP, and making the Devil's Roar a lot more tolerable in general, meaning a lot more ships were there. I started this journey off solo, and my strategy was just to take a north loop around the Devil's Roar, the islands north of the outpost, sell anything I had collected, and then head to the area south of the outpost and keep repeating those, maybe dive if I couldn't find anything. But the idea was just like I said, get as many boxes of Wondrous Secrets as possible, and also see what all was going to come out of these bottles, just out of complete curiosity. And how much would I even make? Well, we'll get to how much I made at the end, but I would not be selling any of these boxes of Wondrous Secrets. I did have a special way to keep them safe, even when diving, and you're going to get to see that later, as well as how I was able to maximize the profit from this. So with myself now in the Devil's Roar, it was time to start just shooting off to random different islands, looking for that telltale orange glint on the shoreline. And after about 12 minutes and 5 islands, I found my first one. Right off the bat, I had a good start. The first bottle contained a scroll of the Undiscovered Waters from Merchant Alliance, a chest of assorted small items, a crown of flame, and I will say that was a much welcome surprise because I didn't know you could get these. And lastly, an Ashen King's chest. No box of Wondrous Secrets yet. All of these were great loot, but like I said, it's not the box of Wondrous Secrets that we were looking for, but this video was also just to see how often were people actually getting these things. So, I just headed to look for more bottles. I got all the loot on my ship, and I actually didn't have to dive right away. Well, why? Because session change, and I had a new session to explore, and just 4 more islands of exploring was all I had to do to find another bottle. I will say these things were pretty plentiful for how much loot they were actually dropping. But with this new session, I was also a little sad. There was a far lack of PvP, but that would hopefully change very soon. And hopefully I would also get the chance to show on how I planned keeping my Wondrous Box of Secrets safe while diving and PvPing. From the second message in a bottle, I got a merchant crate, an Ashen Captain's chest, a Hateful Bounty Scroll, another Ashen Captain's chest, an Ashen Marauder's chest, and let's go, baby. The first one of the session had me hopeful, and I had finished the event challenge, meaning I also got my new sword cosmetic, which was one of the goals of this video as well. And with everything on the boat, it was time to actually sell my first set of normal loot and go show you guys how I plan on keeping that Wondrous Box of Secrets safe. My plan was to stash these using the mermaid statues at each shrine. These mermaid statues cannot be accessed by other players in any way. The loot stays in them when you're diving to different sessions as well. And whether that's a feature or a bug is not my problem, I was using it. Then I could dive to more sessions, keep on my adventure, and as long as I didn't leave the game, I could come back to the same shrine and grab them whenever I wanted to. So as soon as I stashed my box of Wondrous Secrets, I headed to my next session. And as I was heading there, I got a message that would turn this from a good session to a great session. One of my friends was joining me, and he was down to continue the journey that I was on, stack as many bottles as possible, sell some of the loot, and keep the boxes of Wondrous Secrets to sell to Reapers at the end. And not only was he down for what I was already doing, but little did I know, PvP was just over the horizon, and I was going to absolutely need him for some of it. But for now, back to hunting items. And he also brought insane luck.
I see orange, I see orange.
Grab that shit.
I see 2. Oh my god, there's 2 right next to each other.
Really?
Yes.
They're both
Dude,
Devil's
like,
Thirst. They're they're both here, dude. We're already at that island too.
oh, like you're on the ship already?
Yeah, the ship's already there.
That's crazy. I'm gonna check to make sure it's not important, but like, dude, yeah, it was on the same stretch of beach, like 10 feet away from each other.
Dude, remember when I said they were spawning double?
Yeah, dude.
Like that, like they're literally right next to each other, yeah. From one of the 2 bottles that he found right next to each other, we got our second box of Wondrous Secrets, as well as a ton of normal loot that I'm not going to bore you with anymore because you get the idea. I'll let you know at the end how much it made. Don't forget about that. But for now, I'm not going to give the exact details. We stashed our next box of Wondrous Secrets, sold everything we had on our boat at a nearby outpost, and even though some rude pirates tried to interrupt us,
Oh, you're winning some?
mm-hmm.
Good.
The sank?
Backspawn.
Then we dove, and we found another bottle, but it had nothing of notoriety, as we will find with a lot of these bottles. But again, we're testing how good these actually were during the event, and how often people were actually getting these crazy items, as well as what we got for our session. We then found our second bottle, and on our way to check it out, we were thrust into PvP. And by thrust, I mean we were the aggressors, but they were in our spot for selling it.
Out of fucking.
There's a guy on board. Yeah, there's 300 cannonballs. Oh my god, 27 chain shots. The first ship we encountered wasn't much of a fight. They took down their emissary flag, we took their resources and sunk them, which is a fair trade if you ask me. But one island away would be our first challenging crew, and neither crew was fighting empty-handed. Oh, they're dipping. They have their sail at half.
Man, up. Damn. Oh, they're turning. They're turning on us.
Yep. Here. Get ready to drive the boat. Yeah. One's got a keg. One's got a keg swimming to our boat. He's far out, though. Coming back to ship.
Yep. He's right here. He's beneath us.
Yep, he just killed me. Can you res?
I just got knocked off the boat.
Pick up our mast. Get us sailing. He just threw a fucking...
Yep, he's up. He's up. He's up.
Did he kill you?
He one-shot. Yeah. He's not.
Okay, I'm going. Skeletons,
Shit.
skeletons, skeletons.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. Eat. Get prepared. Yep, I'm gonna go up top. You got theirs, you got theirs, you got theirs. Good shit. Hammer their cannon line.
I'm trying to hit it. Sorry, they hit me. They hit me. They hit me. Killed one. Aaron for the one back on the back. He jumped off.
I just got knocked off the boat.
I'm going to... Hey, Nathan, bucket.
Yep. He got knocked off the boat, so he's in the water. Oh, one's on ours. One's on ours.
Okay. Are you alive?
He's
dead here.
We got holes, so
Okay.
One's back.
if you can kill the one on theirs, come back.
I'm going back to our boat. It's gonna sink. Did it just sink? It just sunk.
Okay, they sank.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
They're coming to our boat.
Those map bundles, do we? Yeah. Okay.
Hey, what do we know when you're coming back?
I was standing on the boat.
I'm
Next
back.
thing I knew,
Bucket,
I was in the
bucket.
water. Oh, I'm coming back for you, motherfucker.
They were actually a decent matchup for us. Compared to the other crews we had faced so far and would face, this one was pretty close to our skill level. But as you heard, they were ready to come back for more, and they were not happy, as well as they were using a smart strategy to do so. If you aren't familiar, the Skull of Sirens song quest voted on the mast of your ship whenever it appears will keep you spawning about 1 to 2 islands away from where you sink, which is much closer than the random spawn that you normally get when you sink. People use this for doing all sorts of things like Fort of the Damned and other high-risk activities. That way, in case they get sunk, they have a chance to go back and get their loot. But this crew was able to get back to us very fast. By the time we picked up all of their loot, they were already back simply just by voting to participate in this quest, even if they actually weren't doing it.
Yeah. Meg. How you doing over there?
Got both again. They sink here for sure.
Okay.
They're down. They're down. Coming back to you. One's back, so he's definitely gonna try and swim over. Where's with these guys? Got him.
But unfortunately, when they came back the second time, they did not have enough resources for the fight, and it did not turn out much different than before. They once again spawned close a third time, but they finally cut their losses, left us alone, and allowed us to get back to farming the bottles that we were after in the first place, before the event ended. From the next bottle, we got some raid loot, a couple chests of rage, and some merchant crates, but we had no luck with getting another box of Wondrous Secrets, which is probably good, because they shouldn't be that common. At this point, we had 2 bottles, and a decent amount of random Athena's loot from that sloop that we had sunk, so we decided to take a trip to the outpost and sell, and on the way there, my friend was able to find another bottle just as I was pulling up to the outpost. At this point, we knew that before we sold all the boxes of Wondrous Secrets, whether it be just the ones that we currently had or a bunch more that we were able to find, we were going to need to put up a Reaper's flag and level it to grade 5 before we sold it. But for now, we weren't planning on selling anytime soon, and we still had a lot to stack in our mind, so we were going to put up some sort of emissary, that way we could profit more than we already were. Guild was not an option for us because of the situation of how we signed in, but in the meantime, before we did Reapers, we decided to represent the Order of Souls just so we could get extra golden reputation for those items, as that's the one that we were both the lowest in. And while getting more bottles, from our next bottle, we got some Order of Souls loot in a chest, some loose skulls, some merchant crates, and a gold hoarder raid item. And at this point, we thought we might just be good to grind towards our goal for a bit and actually spend some time calmly looking for bottles. But as you're probably familiar with, that's not how the Sea of Thieves works.
Oh, okay. We just need to turn on them. We just need to fight them. Left side. Go left side. Go left side. Left side cannons. Shoot cannon line as quickly as possible.
Yep. Killed one.
Dropping their anchor.
Oh, he's got keg. He's got keg. He's got keg.
Fine. Can you res me?
Yeah. I got you. Hopping back on boat now. I got reps.
Okay.
Just defend. One shooting on cannon. One shooting on back cannon. Wash. I cannot die because we are whole.
Throw a bucket of water on that fire whenever you can.
Yeah, I'm getting to rep it.
Everyone left. Got him. They sank.
Holy shit. They fucked themselves.
Okay, I'm pulling up sail.
Yeah, you're good. I'm just repping.
However, in this case, it actually wasn't that hard of a fight. They honestly did more damage to themselves than we could have ever done in that short amount of time, and we were fine, so really no harm done to us. We were once again hand-delivered more loot by a crew looking to steal ours. We then spent the next 2 hours getting over 10 more bottles, and sadly, not a single box of Wondrous Secrets. But again, that's probably good, because it would have been kind of sad if they made such a rare item so easy to get during just this event. This is still one of my best runs in a very long time for overall reputation and just grinding the companies out, as well as a bunch of gold in one session. While these more than 10 bottles didn't have exactly what we were looking for, that count of golden reputation that I'm going to show you guys at the end was growing massively and quickly. And it's still pretty hard to complain about how much reputation and gold we got from this entire adventure. Like, how much exactly? Like I said, we'll get to that later. But for now, we got to get to those 2 boxes of Wonder Secrets that we still have and deliver them to Reapers safely. Also, it's worth mentioning that on the way there, we got our last couple bottles we spent leveling our Reaper's flag rather than doing it for Order of Souls, and we kept that loot on the boat to sell to Reapers as well. That way we would be able to sell the box of Wonder Secrets to Reapers for maximum profit. We returned to the shrine that we had been stashing our loot in, and the journey to Reapers was mostly uneventful. But when we got close, I noticed another Reapers was headed straight for us. But we had taken out so many ships, and nothing could stop us, right? Well, except for a galleon full of sweats. But after a couple of passes, we were able to sell both boxes of Wonder Secrets, all the emissary flags that we had picked up from ships that we had sank, and ships that our enemies had sank that we had been stacking this entire time, as well as the rest of the loot on board that we had saved to sell to Reapers. We were even able to drop our Reapers flag, and they did sink us, but we got what we needed out of that exchange, so there's nothing to really complain about there. But how much did we make from this whole adventure? Well, after it was all said and done, we made just over 1,000,000 gold for the whole journey. That was about 5 hours. I also earned 5 levels into Gold Hoarders, 10 levels into Order of Souls, 8 levels into Merchant Alliance, and 8 levels into Reapers, which I would say is a pretty successful voyage just before the end of the event, especially for a voyage that is done completely legitimately and it was actually very fun to do and very fun to just hang out with my friend and try it. Hopefully Sea of Thieves is smart and releases more events this enjoyable. But do you guys think the voyage was successful? Also, let me know what you guys think of the video. I know this is a little outside of my normal content topics, but I think that things like this are also really fun to make, and I hope that some of you guys can still enjoy them as well. Like I mentioned at the beginning, I'm currently trying to make it to 15,000 subscribers, and if you could help me get there, that would mean a lot to me. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I do truly hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.